years, $700 million.
Whew. Boy, Otanhi got that bread, dog.
I guess he probably wanted to stay in LA too. Oh Lord Jesus, that's some bread. Say, bro, these kids in the wrong sport. But he cold though. So imagine with Acuna Jr. They re-signed him yet or no?
Oh,
Acuna Jr. When he up for a year?
Yeah, I think he's deal up next year though.
He probably.
He already got. He had like a 6 years, $100 million.
Oh yeah, that's underpaid.
Right there, he is.
That boy underpaid now. He looking at that like, bro, we might need to go back to the table.
Yeah.
Sheesh. Jeez Louise. Dog, $700 million. That boy cold though. It's all good.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
What up, what up, what up? We're back for another episode of the Arguing Brothers podcast. I would say fellas, but it's not fellas. It's just the the two amigos, just the dynamic duo.
The said
Me, my man RB.
Yes, sir.
Man, Raymond Butler, how you doing today, bro?
Chilling, bro. Let's give ourselves a birthday round of applause.
Yeah, we got birthdays going around. We got Keon's birthday was like a week and a half ago. We got my birthday was yesterday. And then your birthday coming up on the 12th, man.
Yes, sir.
You
We in the building.
mean? It's always good to celebrate another day, another birthday on this earth.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Because as you know, as you keep maturing, you keep growing, and things keep aging. You know, all of us keep making it.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean? So,
Blessed to be alive.
Blessed to be alive, and then your soul has to rest at some point. So you know what I mean? That's one thing in life that I have noticed, and I've had some friends that lost their lives or passed on. Over the last 4 or 5 months, so around the same age too. Mm-hmm. So those are the things that you gotta cherish the most, man.
Yeah.
Just being out here, being around your family and friends, and enjoying life and traveling and doing what you do that makes you happy. So that's dope. That's dope to hear, man. So let's get into a couple of things going on in this sports world. First, before we about to get into our topic, we just seen the breaking news. Oof. Man, my man Otanhi,
bro,
$700 million for 10 years. When you seen this news, right? We just seen it now. Come across the ticker. 10 years, $700 million.
Bro, guaranteed.
What was your thoughts when you heard that? That's $700 million guaranteed.
I knew he would get probably maybe $400 or $500 million,
mm-hmm.
but I didn't think $700 million. And listen, dude is dynamic, man. I mean, he can throw with power. He hit with power. Like he's a unicorn. Like we haven't seen this type of two-way player. Shit, I don't know ever, bro. Because he can get you 15 wins in a season, 300 strikeouts. He can be a leadoff hitter, getting you 30 home runs, 100 RBIs, giving you 50 steals. Like dude is must-see TV, and it's just that he's been in with the Anaheim Angels that has been losing for so long. And being on the West Coast, you just don't really get a chance to see him. But dude is worth it. I don't know if he's worth it. We'll see. But man, Lord, man, look, parents, go with baseball. Basketball is nice too. But Lord Jesus, $700 million, bro, that's changing your lifetime. So I'm not surprised. But dude is like that, though. I ain't go front. I'm not going front. He's not going to pitch in 24 because he got a tore UCL. So he's just going to be a hitter. But
right.
Dude, two-way, bro. Like, I ain't go front. Dude like that.
But do you think this makes them a championship contender, being the Dodgers? I mean, that's what they play for. The Dodgers are playing for one thing only, and that's to win a championship. They're not playing for any other secondary situation. They're playing to win a championship. So are they championship contenders, being that you paying this young man that amount of money?
In the future, yes.
Okay.
But not. I don't know if they have enough pitching next season to be a contender. But they got so much hitting. They got
Right.
Mookie Betts. They got a lot of other talented
I
players.
mean, they got Freddie.
Right, so they'll be in
Right.
the mix. They definitely will be in the mix to win the West, NL West
Right.
again. The Braves gonna be tough.
Right.
I mean, they got a lot of other teams it's just they got a lot to prove from a pitching standpoint, but they loaded as well. They're gonna be one of the better teams, and shout out to their ownership group, man, because they're not sparing the cost of trying to win. Like some owners penny pinch.
Right.
They going for it. If they want the best player, they gonna spend it to win. And baseball flush with money.
Do you think that this $700 million deal is an outlier? Or do you think this is something that's going to be new to, not new, it's an outlier? Or do you think this is going to be the norm now?
I don't think
people
it's
are going to be
be
receiving $700 million deals whether it comes to sports in general. I mean, we just saw a guy that was offered almost $1 billion to play soccer, right? I don't know. That was like a year. I think that was like a year.
Last year,
yeah, he was paid. And we all forgot about that. But he was offered like $900 million or something like that.
Yeah.
800, almost $1 billion just to play soccer for a year. Now you got this guy who's offered 10 years, $700 million. That's $70 million a year. Is this the outlier? Or this is going to be the new thing when you start seeing this type of talent? Is the NFL going to get involved in these type of deals? Would they be that type of deals with the NFL? Would it be like that with people like in the NBA?
Yeah.
At the NBA, the collective bargaining agreement, they don't allow you to have more than 5 years in your salary.
Yeah.
In your contract. But what about like I said before, things should change. New CBA, you see these type of things. A guy just gets $700 million, man. That doesn't come without some type of change when it comes to sports in general. What are your thoughts on that, man?
I think it's an outlier because he giving you pitching and he can hit. And I think that's why he gets the $700 million. And listen, if you're a baseball fan, if you look at the landscape of baseball, there are a lot of people that say when healthy, Mike Trout is probably the best player in baseball. Acuna Jr. had a phenomenal year last year. Right. He could be mentioned as the best player in all of baseball. But when you look at Otanhi, I think because the pitching, back-to-back AL MVP, he gives you the hitting, the base stealing. I think that's why I think he's getting the $700 million. I don't see nobody else getting this type of deal.
But he's not going to pitch next season.
I get it, but you look at he got 9 more years.
Yeah, that's true.
He got 9. Now, pitchers' arms, that's a risky deal for the Dodgers. But they looking at it, well, okay, if he don't pitch, or we may not pitch him every 5 days.
Right.
We still got a dynamic hitter, hit with power. He's fast, and we can also find another position for him. He can be a DH when he don't pitch.
Right.
So I look at it in multiple ways. So that's why I say it's an outlier.
Right.
Because I don't see nobody else getting $700 million. But then again, baseball got so much money. I wouldn't be surprised if it happened again.
Do you think this makes the Dodgers the ultimate favorite now?
It puts them up there.
Okay.
I mean, it definitely puts them up there. But I still got the Braves going to be right there in the mix.
Right.
The Astros are going to be tough.
Right.
It's a lot of teams that are going to give them a run for their money. But we'll see. That's why baseball, bro, is played every day. That's why you got to get on the field. It ain't played on paper.
That's true.
Because we saw what the Padres did last year. Spent a ton of money, trades, and finished 3 games over 500.
Let's talk about we have this part about questions. While we're talking about baseball, let's talk about the Soto, right? Soto, did he have a new contract with them, or
nope? So
he's going to come with the Yankees, so he's going to be asking for a price for a pay raise as well, right? Knowing that you just seen this guy just send off $700 million, you probably done more in your career than he's done.
Oh, absolutely.
So he's going to ask for something on that range too. What's your thoughts on that, man?
So with Soto, I mean, he's fallen off the last couple of years from his, when I think did he win MVP 3 years ago?
I don't know if he's ever won the MVP.
But he had a phenomenal season.
Right.
But the last couple of years, the hitting average has not been there. The strikeouts are way up. And I'm looking at it from the Padres standpoint. Listen, man, they took a chance last year,
right,
getting him from the Nationals.
Right.
They figured he can, be a good piece to what we already have.
Right.
Because we got Machado, we got Tatis Jr. had came back, and they reloaded on the pitching. So they was like, all right, let's take a chance, and we might be able to re-sign him. But when you only finish 3 games and up over 500, and you look at it like, damn, like he got his agent is Scott Boras. Scott Boras don't play. he gonna be asking for $400-500 million easy. I don't know if he's worth it because you looking at his trajectory, he's falling off from an average standpoint in strikeouts for the last 2 or 3 years.
Right.
So do you project that he's gonna continue to be that type of hitter? Now, from the Yankees standpoint, look, you take the risk. Right, you give up some prospects. Maybe they got a couple prospects in that deal that may do something in the future. But baseball, man, it's about right now. Yeah, you can have a great farm system, but teams are trying to win now, and you sprinkle in the youth. But from the Yankee standpoint, you needed something, right? What's the Stanton not giving him anything? He's always hurt. Judd was hurt a lot last year. So good trade for the Yankees to try something because, the Yankees are used to winning.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's going to put up bigger home run numbers.
Right.
Short porch in Yankee Stadium in right field. Shit, you can hit a pop-up. That shit going out.
Right.
Right? So for the Yankees, they had to try something, man. Baltimore had a great year last year.
Right.
They see what Boston is doing from making the other couple trades.
And Tampa Bay's still playing.
Yeah, Tampa Bay always around. They don't
Right.
spend a ton of money, but they always around.
Right.
So the Yankees kind of
They got a new stadium there, so hopefully that brings
out the crowd.
The crowd, right? So
but Yankees had to try something, man. But
Yeah.
were they gonna re-sign him? I think, like most athletes, bro, you always see when they're in a contract year, it seems like they have their best years.
Yeah, that's true.
So I wouldn't be surprised if he do have a big year. But yeah, the Yankees had to try something.
Yeah, I like the move. I mean, they have more things they make additions to, right? They need to add more pitching, more base running.
Yep.
I think they were just a power-focused team, and when they faced really good teams, like you said, really good teams in their own division, right? Then they face teams like the Astros, and they face some of the other good teams out there. Dallas, the Texan Rangers as well. Texan Rangers win it all.
Yep.
When it came to those type of games, man, they just wouldn't. They just didn't have the talent. They're not the talent. They just weren't in position to win because they couldn't get over that hump. So it's gonna be interesting to see what happens to him. I wonder if they're gonna give him the money he's looking for. Are they just gonna play this out? Maybe that type of move, giving up that type of assets. You think they're gonna re-sign him. And then I do get this though. For the Padres standpoint, their market, their fan base, I just don't see how in the world could they not have that type of contract on their books without going under, right? Because I think that's going to be a struggle for them. So I just feel like it was smart for them to kind of move on. They were better off if they didn't have him there anyway. The year before when they just had the 2 stars, they were fine. They already paying somebody else $100 million, correct?
Who, the Padres?
Yeah, Machado. So they're paying him over that market value.
And Tatis Jr.
And he's still under his original rookie deal, right?
Yeah.
So that's gonna have to change eventually. So you're gonna have to pay him soon. You're not an organization that is, has all the capital that some of the other organizations have. So seeing that moves and seeing them trying to get that out their books, smart move on their behalf to move forward on that end.
Because you don't want to have buyer's remorse.
Right.
And you giving him $400-500 million.
Right.
And you see the decline. Like he didn't produce like they thought. And the Padres trying to keep up. Right. They got to keep up with the Dodgers. The Dodgers just keep spending money. You feel like, okay, we got to get this talent in here to try to win and compete. But sometimes it don't pay off. Look, my Mets had probably the highest payroll in baseball.
Right.
And it didn't work, right? So, but at ownership, I commend them. You're trying, right? I'm not just selling my fan base on, we're going to try to win with prospects. We're going to be 2, 3, 4 years away. No, like you got the money in baseball. They're flush with cash. Go spend it now, man, and take a chance on players. You got to go for it now. And you just hope your young players develop like Atlanta. Atlanta's a prime example. Their young pieces mixed with some veterans has paid off for them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But that's not every case for every team.
It isn't.
Some teams have to spend the money to try to compete.
Exactly. So it's just interesting how that's going on. But man, what a opening to the show that we can talk about.
$700 million.
$700 million, folks. Listen,
guaranteed.
Young kids, if you're out here not realizing that money's everywhere, you don't have to get your head banged in.
Facts.
Playing football when you got $700 million coming to you playing baseball. Now, granted, this kid is a generational talent.
Yeah.
He's 6'4", can throw with either hand, can hit with either hand. Pitcher, top. I wonder what would he be? Would he be? Well, he's not gonna be no designated hitter. So, I don't know if he's a position player.
He could be a DH. I don't know who they got.
At $700 million.
But he can't pitch. He can't.
man. No
but where would
way.
you play him, right? He can't play first because you got Freeman there. Maybe you'll spell him every now and then. You got Mookie in right field already.
Yeah. So that's
I don't see him as a hot corner.
That's what I'm saying.
But this year you just look at it, chalk it up, put him in the leadoff spot. He's just going to be a hitter. I mean, you're just paying for the long term of it. But, yeah, I see him being a DH for him.
I don't know how you going to make him a $700 million DH.
I mean, at this point, bro, it's you done made the deal now, so you got to figure it out. But I just don't see him playing center field. Like, that's a hard position on your legs, and you can get hurt. So just put him at DH for the year, suck it up, and you just hit the reset button and hope he's healthy going in 25. What's he, 24? Yeah, 25 season, and be healthy to pitch.
Man,
that's what you're hoping.
$700 million to be a DH, bro.
I mean, it's baseball. It's just the times we in now, right? Like, look at Big Papi. Like, Boston paid. He ain't making a ton of money like they are now, but Big Papi was a huge star.
Right.
Only a DH. Like, he played first every now and then because when they didn't have the DH rule in all of baseball when he was there, he played a little first in the interleague games. But the DH role is so vital now.
Right.
Like, it's just kind of what he's going to be at this year. I don't see him playing any other position because who he going to replace? I don't see him playing third. Don't see him playing first, right, or left. Maybe every now and then, maybe in left field, shags and balls, but I see him as the primary DH.
That's tough, bro. $700 million. Woo!
He better be sweeping.
He better be doing everything, man. Like, you got that, boy. You know what I mean? And listen, for $700 million, no more translator.
Facts.
You need to be speaking the clearest English ever now. No more translation. We don't need that, bro. Absolutely not. You need to come up in this thing speaking as clear as English as possible. $700 million? My goodness, boy. That's a lot of money, man. That is a lot of money.
A lot of bread, boy.
That's a lot of bread. All right, brother. So, yeah, that was tough, man. But good lead out because that was interesting right there. Who knew? All right, man. Let's just start it off with our college football segment. We like to do our fair and foul, and one we're going to start off with is with Florida State. Is it fair or foul that Florida State was left out of the college football playoff? Ray, what's your thoughts, friend?
Whew, man. My heart would say foul because of Power 5. They went undefeated. They met all the criteria to be in the college football playoffs with 4 teams. But looking at it from, the games, I think it was fair because when Alabama beat Georgia, that was their worst nightmare from a playoff committee. Mm-hmm. But Bama deserved it, man. It was on, an 8-9 game win streak, right?
10.
10 game win streak.
Yes. Playing
well. They beat some top ranked teams. They had the fifth, something like that, toughest schedule in the country. And compared to Florida State, the 55th ranked schedule in the country. So I see what the committee wanted. Plus, it's hard to keep an SEC team out of the college football playoff. It's just kind of what it is. But I'm on the fence. My heart said foul, but looking at it, bro, from a true sports fan, their situation with the quarterback is unfortunate with Jordan Travis. But I would probably say it was fair. Bama. It's not like Bama didn't deserve it, right? So they beat the best team all year. They played a hard schedule. They went on a run. And the committee showed it's not about what you done early in the year. If you lost, they got on that run, and that's what propelled them to the college football playoffs. So I'm going to go fair. It's just kind of what it is.
It was foul.
I mean, I get it. It is.
It was foul, though. I ain't gonna lie to anybody. Like, I'm not gonna lie to I don't lie to our fans, bro. I don't lie to people. It was foul. We did them wrong. But here's the thing, though. Like, what was you gonna think gonna happen? Like, dog, it's Bama. It's Nick Saban.
Facts.
Like, you know what I mean? Your coach don't have the necessary pull, and the understanding to get over that hump. He was not gonna get that done. Mm-hmm. They were not going to keep Nick Saban out. Deion Sanders is absolutely correct. They were not gonna keep Nick Saban out. Now, here's the thing.
But you guys have missed the playoffs before.
No, we know because we just lost.
Right, so I'm saying. So y'all earned it. I believe y'all earned it to be there.
Yeah, we just lost. But here's the thing. Here's the debate that I would love to throw at any Florida State fan. Why do y'all compare the college football playoff committee compared our resume against your resume? But you should be more mad at Michigan because Michigan didn't play anybody all season long.
Facts.
You played more ranked pro teams than Michigan. You both won your Big Ten championship. I mean, your conference championship ugly, right? Like Michigan did not dominate Iowa. Yeah. It was an ugly game. Iowa can't score. Everybody knows Iowa. If you bet on Iowa game, you better bet the under because Iowa cannot score. So their game, what they produced out there was ugly. Then you had the whole issue with the cheating scandal. You're mad about Bama. You should really be mad about Michigan because Michigan's schedule, your schedule was better than theirs. Yeah. You also won your conference. Like, I would look at them and say, well, that's the issue. Michigan. Because Michigan hasn't really played anybody. Texas is going to be a problem. Yeah. These are the blue blood teams, and these are the teams that have the biggest brands in the sports. Texas is going to be a problem. Bama's going to be a problem. Michigan is a brand that's going to be a problem. Florida State that's a major brand. But the truth of the matter is, Florida State is going to be an issue. Yeah. Because of the fact that you're going against some of these major brands. You should look at Michigan. Yeah. You should look at Michigan and Washington, and you should compare your resume to theirs. And I think between those two teams, you probably had a better resume. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think so. I think overall, they were not going to keep Washington out because of the Pac-10. Pac-12, excuse me. They're going to keep them in. But you had a better resume than those guys. So I know Bama was the school that everybody was like, you should look at them. Those are the teams you should have looked at and said, I think we have a better resume than them. But then coming in with your second string quarterback, come on, man. It wasn't going to happen. Yeah. But, absolutely great season. And then to add Georgia to that, Georgia, come on. Georgia fans, come on. Let's be real. Yeah. You be lost. You were undefeated all season. Great. You didn't have the greatest schedule. You play a lot of home games, the tougher games to play at home. But let's be honest with each other here. We all understood you were not going to make it. And the simple fact of the matter is it was an elimination game between you and Alabama. Yeah. Because both of you guys walked in that game with undefeated division records. Yeah. And so it was 8-0 against 8 against 0. 8-0 against 8-0. Throw out the fact that Bama lost to Texas. Both of your conference record was the 8-0. And it was about who wins that game was going to get in. It's that simple. Yeah. Right? Like, so the whole thing with Georgia fans complaining, like, bro, you had no chance. Why we can't defend our championship? Well, the truth is, that was an elimination game between you guys. So, get over it. But I do agree with you. It is fair in a sense, but it's foul because they didn't get in, and they were 13-0.
Yeah, it's tough, man.
It's tough. But, hey, what can we do? Only we can do is watch the game, and I'll be watching it, by the way, folks. But, it is what it is, bro. So, any other thoughts on that one, man?
Nah, I mean, it's like you said, it's tough, though. Even Georgia's standpoint, any other year, I think they get in because of their resume all year. And then you can't just, we lost to Bama. Yeah. If Texas probably wasn't as good as they were or, Florida State wasn't as good, I think they probably would have still been in because of their resume. But it's just one of those years where Texas had a great season. Yeah. Bama rolling. Washington deserved it. They ran the gauntlet in the Pac-12. And Florida State was good this year. So it's just one of those bad years for Georgia. But, they got a little beef. But, it's one of those years. It's a good year for a lot of college football.
You got to have the fourth, what's the name, man? You got to have the four, best teams. Yeah. I just feel like with Bama beating Georgia, you want the four best teams. Yeah. You had to beat that team to get to that next level, to get to the playoffs. So it is what it is. Quick question before we get into Marvin Harrison Jr. leaving to go to the NFL or not. Grambling has interviewed 5 coaches actually.
I'm surprised.
One was Ed Reed, right? As part of the interviewing process, right? What's your thoughts on that? Being that you are a Grambling alum.
I think Ed will bring excitement, passion. I think he will hold players accountable. That's just the type of player he was at University of Miami, a type of player he was with the Ravens. He's a leader. And, I'm sure he will develop young men. Now, what type of staff would he bring in? Right? He hasn't coached on the NFL or college level, even at a position coach. Right? So that would be one of the questions I would be concerned about. Yeah, you played football. That doesn't mean you're a great coach. But, you're kicking the tires to see what he's talking about. Everybody can possibly shine in an interview. But for me, I would have concerns from a coaching X and O standpoint what type of staff he's trying to bring in. Because look, the type of players that he know, or probably ex-NFL players, ex-college players, can we pay them? They're not going to get the type of money that they would get if they go to a Power 5 school. But yeah, that would be my only concerns with Reed. He just hasn't had the coaching experience. So yeah, out. But
I mean,
you kick the tires.
Just in general, though, would you want him? Would you not want him? Well, I mean, talk about it. Not, do you want him or do you not want him? I think. What would you?
I would say no.
Being that you are an alum, what would you prefer?
I would say no. I would say no because we can't keep going down this road of looking at trying to hire these celebrities, and they're gonna leave in a couple years, and most likely they're not staying a long time.
You think he'll leave?
I think he would.
I
think if he has success,
to coach where would he leave to go? I mean, Deion's a different storyline.
Yeah. If he has success, I can see him probably going somewhere else.
Wouldn't that be a dream job for a person like Ed Reed, though, being that he's from Louisiana?
Could
be.
Family
right there in Mississippi. Yeah. Macomb, I think he's had family in Macomb.
It could be.
Right?
I mean, it could be his dream job, but I've never heard him say, "Oh, that's my dream job," or even I have a passion to coach college football as a head coach. Right? Yeah, we had the Bethune-Cookman situation.
Yeah, it was just foolish. What we learned from it?
Yeah,
I hope that was the first question.
And he talked about it on one of these other podcasts.
Right, yeah.
He would have learned not to be so vocal social media-wise, going off on people. But like I said, I would just, from the X's and O's, I'm sure he's probably great. But from a head coaching experience, I would want someone that I'll be here the next 5 to 7 years to help build this program.
Right.
Like that's what I want to see from, whether you go celebrity or not celebrity. That's what I kind of stuff I want.
It definitely needs to be a level of commitment, but I would
and it has to be a level of commitment from the university too.
Right.
Right. We can't be impatient if Reed don't get off to the hottest start. Are you gonna fire him too?
Right.
Right. Like we can't keep going down this, and so we'll see, man. But if it was me, I wouldn't hire him. Right. But we'll see what the university do.
Yeah. I'm just interested, and that's why I want to hear your thoughts on it, because I'm interested to see what level of commitment would he provide there. I mean, let's be honest with each. I mean, he has is a good chance to take on a person. You kind of took on an NFL coach. Now you probably get more of a personality, right? And that would be one of my questions. Like, hey man, so how do you I would be like, I would ask that question though. Like, I would ask that question in the sense like, what did you get out of that whole situation with Bethune-Cookman? Right? Like, what is it about Bethune-Cookman situation that drove that type of response? And what would you do moving forward? And that would probably have to be my agreement about you managing your social media, because I mean, you're the face of this organization. So yes, I would be on that tip too. But him or any other coach that should welcome that position to go and coach at the illustrious Grambling State University and want to take this school to whatever level it needs to get to.
Yeah, we got to get back there, man.
Right? So, it's an interesting dilemma.
It is, yeah. And he talked about one of these other shows, like he had money to bring in to, help build up Bethune-Cookman. Or you're going to have those same type of resources. And then the university got to let these coaches coach. Like if he had a coach that's coming in and bringing money, no, we're not going to say, we're going to funnel this money here, funnel this. No, he's here to bring money to the football program. Because if you're winning in the football program, that feeds everything else, right? So are you going to give these coaches that free reins to kind of just run their program? So we'll see, man. I think I saw a couple other ones on the list. Melvin Spears, I think I saw. I wasn't sure.
Yeah, Melvin Spears
was really accurate, but shit, he sued the football school. He sued the school in one, so I wouldn't even bring him back. Even though he was a great coach.
He sued who though?
He sued Grambling some years ago, and he won. I think for wrongful firing. But yeah, I wouldn't bring him back. Stop recycling. We've been there, we've done that. We did that with Doug, and we saw that happen. So get some fresh new blood out there, man. These young coaches up and coming and maybe looking for a shot. Man, you just got to beat the pavement.
I didn't see one name on the list. I wonder, man. Bruce.
So I talked to Bruce the other day, and I know he probably not going to want me to say all this, but F it. So prior to Hugh getting fired, he was bringing him on the staff.
Wow.
As the QB coach, offensive coordinator.
Wow.
They had some text messages conversation at the Classic. through a mutual friend that works with Hugh as a security.
Mm-hmm.
And he wanted Bruce to apologize. And then we had the conversation about Bruce going off on Hugh and the whole situation.
Yeah.
So Hugh wanted him to apologize. He said, look, man, the way my mama raised me, I don't want to apologize via the phone or text. Let's meet in person. So Hugh agreed to it. They were supposed to meet that Wednesday. He was like, I got exit interviews to do. Let's meet that Monday. Well, we didn't get to that Monday because Hugh got fired that Wednesday. So I think Bruce is probably going to apply for the job, whether he get an interview or not. But I think just based on what he has done for the university from a player standpoint, you give him opportunity.
You got to give him opportunity.
You give him opportunity to interview,
Right.
see what he's talking about.
Right.
He's coached high school football. He knows the landscape of kids and recruiting. Give him a chance. I mean, you never know what someone can do and impress you when you give them an opportunity.
Right.
So,
and you need a younger guy. You need a younger guy who can grow with the program.
Absolutely, right? So, so that was a little tidbit I talked to Bruce earlier this week. But we was talking about, why is the vacancies not out there yet? And it's been like a week and a half at that time.
Right.
And it was like, I don't know what's going on, dog. So, the whole theory was John Simon, him and Travion Scott, Dr. Scott, the AD, they're partners. So the running theory is Simon is going to get the job eventually because they're boys. Both of them from Baton Rouge. And, that whole little thing going on. So
who is Simon?
John Simon is the running back coach, co-offensive coordinator. He's now the interim head coach right now.
Okay.
So this could be all smoke to get people that think they're doing a national search. But me, honestly, I think Simon's going to probably get this job. Now, whether I agree with it or not.
Have they looked at, what's that guy, the running back coach for the Florida Gators, University of Florida?
He's not going to do it. There's not enough money.
That'd
be a pay cut.
Okay.
Once you get a taste of making $500,000-$600,000, and all you gotta do is coach running backs, like why I'm a big head coach for a whole entire program for $300K.
That's true.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like it'd be a downgrade.
Okay. I'm pretty sure it's that incentives in his contract to make help when we start $100,000.
Yeah.
But I agree with you right there. That's a lot more.
But yeah, it's that's what with the running of the Grambling right now. So hopefully, man, they really do a fucking thorough search,
right, and
not just be just smoke and mirrors, and then John Simons get the job, man.
Okay.
Whew, so yeah,
it's a lot, man. All right, so that's up, man. Listen, let's talk about Marvin Harrison Jr.
Yeah,
man, is he going? Is he coming? Is he staying? He's talked about it here and there. He's talking about staying, talking about going. Should he leave?
Yeah, he's done enough. Okay. I mean, I get it. You go to Ohio State. Your first goal is to beat Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
Right, that's it. Like, yeah, the national title is great, but first of all, we got to beat Michigan, win the Big Ten. Mm-hmm. But I think he's been there 3 years now. He played a true freshman in that Rose Bowl.
He played the Rose Bowl, but I don't
know if he's a true freshman or a redshirt freshman
because this is his third season.
So he's been there long enough, back-to-back 1,000-yard season. He has nothing else to prove. He's a Biletnikoff winner this year, top receiver. I get it. NIL is changing the game of college sports across the board. Kids are making a ton of money. We talked about Angel Reese. She probably making more money than people in the WNBA. But when that story talked about, well, he can probably get 20, 25 million in NIL, give me the for sure money and the guaranteed NFL contract. Yes, you can go back to college, have a bad year. You don't know what your quarterback situation is. Your quarterback just transferred. You may get hurt. You don't know what the future holds at college. Yes, college is great. We both went to college and enjoyed it. But at the same time, when you playing Pop Warner football as a 6-7-year-old, your dream is NFL.
It is.
Right? Having a dad that played in the NFL, you were groomed from birth.
Right. And I agree.
It's time to go to the next level now.
Yeah, I think it's for him, he has nothing else to prove there.
None.
And here's the thing that I hope he's considering, and he needs to really understand this factor, is the uncertainty that he's going to have at the quarterback position, being that his current or previous quarterback is in the transfer portal.
Yeah.
So he's going to leave. You're going to have a new quarterback. I know they got the young kid coming from Pennsylvania, Georgia, left-handed kid. He's really good. Left-handed quarterback, but he's coming from high school. I don't know what the roster currently fits as far as quarterbacks on the roster, but knowing that your starting quarterback is in the transfer portal, he's not going to be there next season. You now have to get a brand new quarterback. You're going to have to get adjusted to. You have to learn. You might as well at this point just go to the NFL and deal with that situation in the NFL than in college. I get it. You're making tons of money on the NIL deals and beyond, and we totally understand it. And for what he already comes from probably a set amount of money anyway, with his father being a high-grossing athlete in the NFL. And I get it. You have a younger brother too, who's I heard he's an absolute stud. Yeah. They say his younger brother's probably better than him. He said that.
Play receiver.
He plays receiver.
I mean, you learn from the best, bro.
He said I got a younger brother that's better than me. He said he was better. He said his younger brother's better than him at the age he is right now. Wow. With the young kid. So yeah. But bro, you have nothing left to just. I mean, you have nothing left to prove, and you're gonna go to another situation where a quarterback plays probably gonna be below par. And you're still probably not going to be Michigan because you got a new, like I just said, you got a new quarterback. Yep. You're going to have to figure it out. And then how much faith do you want to put in Ryan Day?
Facts.
Right? Because the guy just doesn't he's not getting over the hump. He's lost to Michigan 3 years in a row. And then add in the factor that injuries can happen.
Yeah. Right?
Which tends to happen all the time when somebody stays a little bit longer than they need to. Go to the next level, brother. It's time. Your ability is there. You have the size, the height. You have been a stud all season. I'm a one-man player on that team at times. The games where I just feel like he's out there by himself battling. So move on, and now go get paid extremely high level.
He's gonna be a top 5 pick.
Funds. Oh yeah, top 3.
Yeah, he's going.
You're gonna be there, bro. So it's time to move on and allow yourself the opportunity to reach next steps and next level of your life. Because it's all about challenging yourself and keep moving forward. You know what I'm talking about?
Sure.
All right, man. So let's get into some NFL discussion. You know what I mean? We love to get into our little NFL. We always got it up for the NFL. And the question I have, I'm gonna start us off with is, the Bears, man. The Chicago Bears down on the frozen tunnel. Is that tundra? Oh no, wait.
Whatever that is in New York.
No, that's Green Bay. Anyway, so let's talk about the Bears and my man Fields, Justin Fields. I'm gonna go ahead and say this. I'm gonna start this one off here. I don't think you should trade him. I don't think you get nothing out of trading him because you're gonna have to start over again. You just keep putting more weapons around him. But that's my thoughts. What's your thoughts on it?
Yeah, I would get rid of the coach. You need a more offensive-minded coach. They brought in Eberflus from the Colts, defensive-minded coach. I mean, they tried this year to get DJ Moore, get him some weapons around him. Mooney didn't have a great year. Komet, the tight end, is a solid weapon. They got 3 running backs, so you really don't have none at that point. You keep him, man. He's a talent. Like, you see flashes when he's right. He's on. Dynamic runner. He has the arm talent. He just don't have the head coaching structure to help him. So I think they're going to fire Eberflus. They got to go with an offensive-minded coach. They even got a room out there, possibly, Bieniemy, right? They need a creative offensive mind now to help him take the next level. Because if you give him that, now you see where he is from a talent standpoint and can he move the offense. Because if you don't give him a chance, you don't know what you truly got. So yeah, I'll keep him, definitely. He's too much of a talent.
Yeah, and I agree, man. Like, I feel like if you let him go, you're gonna have to start all the way over again. How much do you feel like Chicago fans want to keep starting over and over again? I think they're also building a new stadium, correct? Yeah. So you got to put talent there so you can keep solving that puzzle because you want to also sell to the fans that you're trying to win.
Yep.
Right. So you gotta. I mean, and then right now he's only in year 3.
Yep.
So he's still fairly cheap from cost factor. You bring in another quarterback, you drafting the first 2 picks because you got the first pick because you got Charlotte's pick. The Carolina Panthers pick. Panthers pick. You're gonna have to pay more. So because he's gonna cost certainly more than what Justin Fields is right now.
And if you keep that high pick the way Carolina going, Marvin Harrison Jr. on Bears on line 1. Marvin Harrison Jr.
Yeah,
get him that dynamic receiver.
Right.
DJ Moore is nice. He's a number 2, but you need a dog at number 1 to help that boy. We saw how Josh Allen took off once he got Stephon Diggs.
Right.
That's what I believe Justin Fields need, but you need that head coach to be creative enough to get that boy in positions to win.
And that's the key, bro. You're going to have to go get a new head coach. I think I heard they're looking at EB.
Yep.
as somebody, and he basically gonna be hard on Justin. Oh, yeah. He needs somebody like that to point him in the right direction. Tell him, hey man, listen, this read you missed it. You need to do a better job of figuring out what reads and where we at and where we need you to get the ball to. But for the most part, no, you don't get rid of no Justin Fields for unsure product coming out of college. Where you're gonna have all you do is get him another ultimate weapon that's gonna help him create and enhance his skill set. And if he does that, Chicago has a chance. This division's up for grabs. You still got Detroit there who's doing better, but it looks like that Green Bay's starting to figure out how to utilize their quarterback, and now they think.
And that's what I'm saying. Like you got to figure out how to use them, right? Like Justin Fields is not a bad quarterback. He just needs some help. Right. He needs that hard coaching because if you got the track record of being able to prove it as a head coach, players will listen. Players want to be hard coached because they know it's coming from a good place. It's coming from a place of he knows what the hell he's talking about. Right. Right? So, yeah, Bears, fire head coach, bro. Get you somebody in there that got an offensive mind that's going to coach Justin Fields hard and then see what you got because the clock ticking on a new contract.
Exactly. I agree.
Because the numbers ain't going down, right? No matter how great Justin Fields is or what he can be, the price tag starting about $200 million. Easy.
And yeah, man, you want to get to this point where, listen, putting some weapons around him, invest into him. You also just gave Justin Sweat some money, so you're trying to invest in your defense, pass rushers. But you got to go get you a dynamic receiver that's going to help this guy become the quarterback you think he can. Get him a good OC and a dynamic thing. And they've been playing a lot better football, too. He's been playing really good football at that. So you want to continue seeing growth, let's put some weapons around him so he can make it. All right? So let's get to one of our favorite part.
Now it's time for the Arvin Brothers NFL Pickups.
You know it. You know what it is. Since there's only two of us. We ain't got to worry about the other two fools' picks. You know what I mean? It can just be us. We ain't got to worry about they losers anyway. All right, man. So let's get to Colts versus Bengals. Who you got, Ray?
I got the Colts, man. I like what Minshew's doing, getting the ball to Pittman. Zach Moss is having a breakout year. Mm-hmm. I got the Colts winning this on the road.
I can think because of the Bengals at home, I'm going to go with the Bengals.
On the Bengals, Keon team?
Go with the Bengals. Yeah, it's Keon's team. Jags versus Browns. Who you got?
Should be a good one. Trevor Lawrence game time decision. Mm-hmm. Browns might be starting Joe Flacco. Lord have mercy. I'm still going to go with the Jags. They got too much talent.
I'm going with the Jags, too. I mean, come on, man. Joe Flacco should be sitting where we
No, why is they even playing this boy, bro?
They released the PJ.
Right, but
they released the old boy just so they could play this dude. And this dude's out here like, come on.
Flacco hadn't played
Flacco
in
is
years.
like, man, come on, man. And they're like, we like what Flacco looks like. Come on, bro. And if I'm not mistaken, a game time decision with
Trevor Lawrence?
No. Oh. A game time decision with Amari Cooper.
Oh, yeah.
He had a concussion last week, so he may be out. And without Amari Cooper, that offense is dismal.
Yeah.
If they can't run the football, it's a route because Amari Cooper he's the key. He's the one receiver that can open it up and can be one-on-one coverage. Rams versus Ravens. Who you got, Ray?
Ravens at home. Too much of the flock.
Right. Ravens at home, bro. Too much.
And the Rams are actually playing better this year.
Yeah, they are. But I think the Ravens had an off week last week, so they'll be well prepared for the game. Well rested, well prepared for the nice run moving forward. Bills versus Chiefs. Who you got?
Man, I'm going with Buffalo Bills, bro. I just don't like what the Chiefs doing on offense. They just doing enough. And it looks like, the Bills kind of got their foot in a little bit with the new OC, Brady. So I got the Bills going in KC winning this thing, bro.
I agree, man. I got the Bills on this one. Something's going on with the Chiefs, man. It just doesn't. Outside defensively, this just doesn't seem like the same team. And let's be real, the Bills are actually playing really good football. People don't want to give their credit for it. That Eagle game went down to the wire. That was just a good game playing by the Eagles going into overtime. But for the most part, man, the Bills was managing and was controlling that game. Mm-hmm. So let's be honest. The Bills are playing really good football. Let's give them their credit. And I got the Bills winning that game, man. And you know what it is. It's Sunday Night Football, Eagles versus Cowboys. Them boys. Eagles versus Cowboys. For you give me your pick, give me your thoughts on the game. Since it's Sunday Night Football.
Can Dallas stop the run? And it's been surprise for me that Swift has been healthy all year.
Mm-hmm.
Jalen is gonna run, do his thing. Can Dallas stop the run?
Mm-hmm.
They're struggling with teams that meet their physicality, running right at them. So that'll be my key there for Dallas. Will Dak still stay hot? Right? The Philly secondary is not playing up to par like they've had in the last couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
Can he and CD keep that thing cooking? Because Lord knows, boy, they rolling right now.
Mm-hmm.
So that'll be my two keys. Can Dak and CD still keep it rolling?
Right.
And can Jalen and Swift dominate the line of scrimmage and get a good run game? And I think that'll set everything up in the pass game. But it's going to be a good one.
Same thing here. I think that the key for the Eagles is to definitely run the football. Swift needs to get the ball at least 18 to 20 times this game, whether it's throwing or passing.
Mm-hmm.
He needs to touch the football more. Utilize your run game more. Hey, what's the OC name for the Eagles? Is it Sean Johnson or?
I think it's Johnson. Yeah.
I know it's Johnson.
Ben Johnson or something?
Hey, listen, no, it's not Ben. Ben Johnson's the OC for the
Eagles.
No,
Lions,
for the Lions.
Yeah.
But it's Johnson. Hey, man, stop out the screens, bro. Like, bro, and stop calling screens for Julio. Like, come on, man. Like, that doesn't make sense. I get it that you're trying to get Julio in the game. You're trying to utilize the skill set.
That boy's still on the team?
Yeah, he's still on the team, but stop trying to throw screens for Julio. But for the most part, man, in this game, the Eagles got to run the football. And Jalen, if you're not healthy, bro, maybe you need to sit. It's time for, like, y'all need to get Jalen healthy for this playoff. He looks a little slow, a little banged up. And he's always had a composed personality, so you just don't know what he's going through. Yeah. But the knee may be an issue. They went through a gauntlet of really good teams. But yeah, I think that for the Eagles, they need to run the football a little bit more and get Swift in the game. Get him in the game plan. Cowboys, you got to utilize, your boy. You got to utilize the run game. The run game has not been great for them. Yeah. And so you need to utilize your run game as well. And allow Dak to play out that run game, play out that play action. Because this is not going to be like the games you've had before, or even the game against, it was an impressive offensive game again with the Seahawks. But defensively, they were awful. Yeah. Right? And they have a tough time guarding your number one receivers.
Oh, yeah.
Bland is not that guy. I get it. He's had all those interceptions, but he definitely has had he got burnt.
Oh, yeah. He's a gambler.
Right,
because you don't get those type of interceptions for pick six without taking a chance.
Right. So I feel like they got to play defensively, keep everything in front of them. Mm-hmm. Don't let Brown and Smith get those big chunk plays they got in the first game. Yeah. So yeah, I like games. So saying all that, who do you like?
Eagles.
I got you.
Eagles.
You like the Eagles?
Yeah, I like the Eagles.
You like the Eagles this game?
Mm-hmm.
Man, I hope you're gonna say Cowboys, but I'm gonna say the Eagles too. I like the Eagles, man.
You can't be having all my picks.
I like the Eagles, bro. I like the Eagles in this one. Well, I said I like the Bengals initially, right? So that's the one thing we disagree on. But I like the Eagles this game. I just feel like that last game I think that's an anomaly, losing to the 49ers the way they did. I think the 49ers are a good team. I don't think the 49ers are superior to them, though. I think they caught the Eagles going through a gauntlet of teams, playing the Chiefs, playing the Chiefs and the Bills. I think somebody else in between there, and they're in the difficult part of the schedule. And at that point, it just was a lot. Mm-hmm. And so they just played flat, played slow, and then the game blown out. It's normally like a refocus type of situation. And I think it's good for them. So, and they need to stay ahead because they have lost 2 games. If they lose it, they lose 3. They tie with the Cowboys. Mm-hmm. I think they have a better overall division record.
They got to start faster too.
They got to start faster. And listen, stop calling a lot of these. Like these little quarterback runs with Jalen too, because I feel like that's getting him banged up.
Oh yeah.
So utilize your talent. You have it all over the field. I think they're also missing the tight end who got hurt.
Yeah, I think he might be back. Got
it. Yeah, and let's see what happens with them. They're bringing in Shaq Leonard. Excuse me. Mm-hmm. So I'm interested to see what happens with that, right? Yeah. But yeah, looking forward to see what this game looks like, man.
It's gonna be a good one.
It's gonna be a good one. All right, NBA discussion now. It's NBA time.
Rim shot.
All right, so let's talk about it. Give me your thoughts on what's going on with the in-season tournament and the fact that we got the Pacers, Lakers tonight, and whoever wins gets $500,000 a piece.
It's nice motivation.
Give me your thoughts on this tournament right now.
It's a nice try with the NBA. It seems like the players are into it because of the money, right? And you don't never count another man's pocket, but it helps the younger players. the ones that's not making the money, LeBron making or Halliburton's making. So it helps the low man on the roster that making NBA minimum. So 500,000 can go a very long way. So I commend the NBA for trying something different and not afraid to try something. And if it don't work, hell, just scrap it for next year. But it's a cool little thing. It seems like the little March Madness feel. Single elimination. So yeah, I mean, it should be a good game tonight. LeBron seem like they motivated. Halliburton is putting on the show.
Love the way he's playing.
Yeah, bro. He's dishing that thing, bro, and not turning the ball over. So it's a coming out party.
And not just jump forward on the next question, but just tell you my thoughts on one thing. The Pacers will make the playoffs. They're a playoff team.
Yeah. They're looking good.
But the thoughts on it is, now that I have a better understanding of what's going on, it's actually interesting. Mm-hmm. I just didn't understand it initially because of the fact they were having games that were for the tournament at the same time they're having games that was part of the regular season. Yeah. So you didn't know what game was what. And I was really lost by that. And I also did not understand some of the other activity that was going on. And now that we all understand it's single elimination, it's just a quick tournament they have. And I am interested to see can LeBron keep that pace going because he seems like he's putting a lot of effort, especially for this tournament. Yeah. And how would that affect him going into the season, right? And here's another thing because I know you love LeBron. Is this supposed to be if he wins this tonight, right? Is this supposed to be something on his legacy that we all supposed to define as greatness, or can we be honest with each other? So who cares?
Who cares?
All right then. Thank you. I appreciate it.
It's like a regular season thing, right? Like it's not like you win an NBA title.
Everybody's like, look at LeBron, look at his greatness. I'm like, bro, come on.
His legacy is already cemented.
Right. So
whether you got him 1, 2, 3, whatever, his legacy is what it is already. Unless he go out and win another 1, 2 titles. Then we can have that this type of legacy talk. But I mean, it's just another regular season game. Honestly, they're motivated by the $500,000, dog. Because all I'm talking about it, like 500 bands is 500 bands. So yeah, they motivated by it. Look like.
Yeah, I agree, bro. It's motivation. It's cool. It's good to see. I don't still feel like it's like the March Madness, but it does allow you to watch basketball and care about it in December versus waiting until. April, May, and June when the playoff season starts, right? So we jump into a little bit. I just kind of said it when I said the Pacers are. I feel like they can make a playoff run. They're a playoff team. Give me your thoughts on the Pacers.
They looking good, man. They got a ton of talent. They're a very scrappy team. If they stay healthy, I got them definitely as a top 4 team in the East. They're young. They play defense. They can shoot. And I'm glad that they kept the team together because they was talking about breaking it up by trading Miles Turner, trading Buddy Hield. Sometimes, bro, you just got to stay patient. And seems like staying patient and keeping those 2 young kids and Halliburton has taken that next step to seem like he's on his way to being an all-star and superstar caliber player. Mm-hmm. They have a nice core. And they got a couple of scrappy players that just strictly play defense. And that's what you need to win a title these days. And maybe in the future, maybe a superstar might have go there and play with Halliburton and Hill and Miles. But, yeah, they will be a playoff team this year. I like what I see.
Yeah, I like the way they're playing. I mean, it's still a single elimination game. I'm not sure how they're playing. One, as a unit, they've been playing each other for a while. So they should start the season pretty quick, because I'm glad to see that. And, they'll make a run, but they're not going to do anything in the playoffs. They're going to be the Cleveland Cavaliers of last season. Yeah. They'll get in there, they'll get beat in the first round because 4 out of 5. I don't see that team beating anybody 4 out of 5 games. I'm just sorry. I don't care what he's doing.
You don't think so?
No.
Even if they play like a lesser team, like a 7 seed or 8 seeded team?
I don't see them being a 2 seed. I think they're gonna go through a part of the season when they're gonna lose about 6-7 games in a row. Okay. And I don't think that they're just that great of a talented team where like they can beat a team. There's just too much inferior. Talent. I mean, they're talented. They're young and talented, but they're not so talented over there. Everybody else, when I look at Milwaukee, Boston, 76ers, those are the three best teams in the East. Mm-hmm. So at that point, from a talent standpoint, they're like the 4th and 5th seed. And yeah, they may, but I think New York can beat them in the first round. Yeah. I just don't see anything about their talent that makes you say they can beat those great teams 4 out of 5 games. Maybe 2, maybe 1, but not 4 out of 5. I just don't see it.
Who wins tonight?
Because of the type of team and I feel like the Lakers win tonight.
Yeah, I think
I just feel like
too much size.
Too much size, but it's not about the size. It's just unless I think they're gonna have better matchups. I would like to see the Pacers win, but I think the Lakers beat them. Right. All right, man. Let's talk about your favorite team down there in New Orleans.
The Pels.
The Pels, man. So Zion, man. We were talking about titles, but we're not. Let's talk. I don't care less about talking about titles with Zion. Let's talk about Zion and his weight problem. Like, give me your thoughts on this. Like, what do you think is going on with Zion? Because it seems like there is rumors that he's not listening to the staff and listening to the professionals on that Pelicans in that Pelicans organization about his weight and about his conditioning. Give me your thoughts on it, man. Like, what do you think is going on with Zion, and can they continue this, or should they move on from him?
It should be exhausting from an organization standpoint, bro. This year 5?
I think it's 4 or 5.
4 or 5, like, and it's not gonna change unless he wants to change, right? They put the clause in his contract about probably daily and weekly weigh-ins, and if he's over a certain weight, they probably won't reach the incentives in his contract. But clearly, bro, he's not motivated by that. And no matter what you do for him, no matter what you put in place for him, he has to want it, right? I'm sure he's used to carrying the weight, but I think he can be a whole lot better, even more quicker, more explosive if he shed at least 20 pounds. Not saying he got to get down to 220 to 240. Just a solid, get to like 260, bro.
But let me ask you a question, because I've been really racking my brain on this. Is it just something about his body type that's the reason why he can't shed that level of weight? I don't understand. Like, I get that he's carrying that weight, but is there something with his body that does not allow him to shed weight like that? Sometimes it can be genetic.
Could be.
Where it just does not translate. And how difficult, what is he eating? Like, what is he consuming on a daily basis that does not allow him to just shed off those pounds and become what he should be as far as what we think he is as a basketball player?
He has to be eating outside of when he's around his chef. I would hope he has a chef. He has to be eating late at night when he's not eating the right things. I get it. Like, these are premier athletes. The games be ending at 8, 9, 10 o'clock at night. You're eating late anyway. So your sleeping habits are all over the place. But at the same time, when you're making that type of money, you can invest and get the best of the best. You can eat the right things, measurements. Like, they got everything at your disposal to do it, but it's up to him.
But how much is the team responsibility to make sure they have a chef on staff that maybe just focus on his level of...
They should. It's an investment. Right. You invested all this money in him, just like you're doing all the other players.
Right.
You want a return on your investment.
Right.
Are they getting that? I think they're getting some, but they're not getting all the potential out of Zion.
Right.
But at the end of the day, bro, a made-up mind is a dangerous mind. If he's dug in and made up that he's not listening, he's never going to listen.
You from New Orleans. What can they do? What can they do to get this guy to understand the severity of this situation, how we need to do it? At this point, do you think the time is just to move on from him?
I think so. But I think you're gonna keep him because he's a crowd favorite, right? He brings people in. He's exciting when he's dunking and going one end and the other, bamming it on people. But at some point, bro, they're not gonna get the return on investment because we've been having this discussion for 4 years on this show, and it's the same thing over and over and over. When is Zion gonna do it? By the way, he came into training camp looking leaner.
Yeah, he did.
And now I have no idea what this kid is doing, man. It's unfortunate that he's going to eat his way out of the league because it's a lot of people that's great to be in the NBA that just can't make it. And he's one of the ones that made it and is super duper talented. But the one thing he's going to allow him to run himself out the league is eating, which he could control.
Listen, all our folks down in New Orleans, man, listen, if you watch this.
Don't serve Zion.
Not just don't serve us, man. Listen, you see Zion out, man, send us the video. We need to understand what Zion is eating. So I'm putting this notice on everybody in New Orleans. If you're out in New Orleans, I don't care what ward you're at, you see Zion out, wherever I don't know if he lives on the outskirts. I'm pretty sure he does.
Yeah.
But wherever he's at, I don't care. If you see New Orleans, you see Zion, I don't care if he rolled through the McDonald's drive-through. Send a video. Let us know. We need to understand what Zion's putting on his plate because this right here ain't making sense, man.
And it's hard. Look, don't get me wrong. New Orleans got amazing food, bro.
Right.
When you got the red beans and rice, the etouffee, the jambalaya, the gumbo, like the sandwiches, like the muffaletta, like it is hard, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. When I go home, I'm trying to eat right and be
right.
Bro, I let go. I'm all in.
Let go, let God lead.
Yeah, bro. I'll worry about it when I get back.
Right.
But when you got millions of dollars, bro,
at stake,
you can at stake, bro, and you're gonna eat just because of food where you can have your chef make it a little bit healthier.
Right.
Right. Like you got ways to enjoy the nice amenities of New Orleans, but you can't always have it all the time. It's discipline, right? And you see how LeBron, he likes his wine, but he makes the main thing the main thing. And his main thing of making his money is basketball and being in shape.
Right.
Right. We've seen a bigger LeBron, a smaller LeBron.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, other athletes the same way. Floyd Mayweather, he made the main thing the main thing. You never seen Floyd out of shape. You never seen Floyd miss the weigh-in by pounds.
Right.
He was disciplined, and Dion missing the discipline part.
He's missing the discipline part. That's 100% right about it, man. And like I said, someone could be genetics. I've never seen Zion's father. I don't know how he's built. I think I have. I think he's a big guy. But big guy or not, man, like you gotta keep that body lean because it's just your plays being affected by it, but also what else you got going on, man? Maybe if you're somebody who you need to figure out, like, if you drink alcohol, you drink some of those type of different things what is it doing to your body?
Yep.
And you may have to stop. You may have to think about, slowing down on a lot of different aspects of things. And yes, New Orleans food is amazing. But you're originally from North Carolina. You're going to have to figure out, like, hey, man, you know what? Hey, South Carolina, excuse me. I'm not going to eat this. I'm going to eat something else. So, listen, Zion, if you're in New Orleans, you see Zion, send us the video. We need it. We need to understand what's going on with Zion. All right, my brother, let's dive into some boxing. We are a boxing advocate. First and foremost, before we start the show, we should have did this before we started the show. Shout out to Lamar Roach Jr., Lamar Roach Sr., and the whole team, No Excuse.
Yes, sir.
I trying to remember, is the gym name team No Excuse as well? Yep. Shout out to that whole boxing camp on becoming the new flyweight, I think it is flyweight champion of the world.
130.
At 130, man. Proud of you, little bro. Proud of what you're doing. You've always kept that straight in there. I remember you at 9, telling me I'm going to be a boxer. And, man, so we're just happy to see you doing what you're doing, man. Sure. And we're proud of you. We've had you on the show. We need to get you back on the show again. So we can just talk about this and talk about what you got going on. And, man, but we're proud to see how you rocking, brother, because you're doing big things. And we're excited for you, man. So, once again, congratulations to Lamar Roach, Senior and Junior, in the camp. And Boogaloo, who's his uncle who ended up passing away a couple of years ago, man. I know he will be proud to see what you're doing out there and how you're handling yourself.
Just when the work starts.
Yep.
Right now you've hunted for this title shot.
Yep. Now you getting hunted now, bro.
You came up short the first time. 4 years later, it's when the work starts.
Yes, sir.
And now it's like you're the guy now in the weight division that people gonna want that title.
Yep.
You gotta work 10 times harder.
And listen, folks. Hey, now also you the man. Hey, man, it's time to get that money. It's time to get that smoney fight. We need them smoney fights. You know what I mean? We need the $1 million fights now. You the man now. We need that smoney fight. Mm-hmm. We need the big bucks.
Let's do it.
You know what I mean? I want you to see you get those big bucks now. You done got that fight. It's time to get paid. You grind, you did it. Now it's time to get the paydays, the big money. So all Haney, any of y'all want it. My boy, he coming to give it to everybody. His name should be in there as well.
Yes, sir.
That's one of the top guys in that weight class, or in those 3 weight classes. Was 140, 135, 130. Yeah. My dog coming, man. So it's time to get that bread up, bro.
Yes, sir.
So, yep. Speaking of boxing, Haney versus, how you say his last name?
Prograis.
Prograis. I know he's from New Orleans, right?
Yeah, he's from New
Originally
Orleans.
from New Orleans. So okay, so let's talk about it, man. Who do you got, and why do you got that that fighter or that boxer as the winner
Even though Prograis is the title holder
at 140?
at 140, Haney moving up, bigger weight class. Will Haney still have the power? But I'm going on experience. I think Haney has been in it, been in the trenches. World title. He went to Australia twice, beat Cambosa. So it's gonna be a good fight. I haven't seen Prograis fight before, but you got a title, so you have to beat somebody. But I just think too much experience with Haney. I think that's who's gonna pull it out tonight. So I got it. To go in the distance.
Yeah, I think it's a 12-round fight too. I'm with you. I think Haney's gonna too much distance. Too much. First of all, when I looked at him, first I didn't realize Haney's a lot taller and look a little bigger. And they both look small because at 140 just look small people.
Yeah,
they look like small
tiny.
people anyway at 140.
Yeah, tiny.
But I feel like with this being his second 140 fight, or did he fought what's name 135, right?
Oh,
Has he fought at 140 already?
first fight.
Oh, first fight? Okay. Yeah, I think the first 2 rounds gonna be a little scary because being this is your first 140, and the guy does punch hard. If he can get through them rounds, because he does have shaky legs sometimes, being Haney, then I think it's gonna go 12 rounds. Because Haney's not gonna knock him out, but Haney will. He's just too much of a master boxer, keeping space and distance, and it's gonna be tough for him to get around Haney. It's just gonna be too much for him. The guy's just too small, and I like Haney in a good 12-round fight. So I need to stop by what's the name as soon as I get up out of here, so I can make sure I make my bet. You know what I mean? Because I gotta stop by OMGM and put it on the table.
Put it on.
Put it on the table like
Boy,
big money, big money.
That boy got big bread now.
No, I ain't got no big bread at all. I just going and put it
Chance a few dollars.
put it $20 on that thing.
Hey, bro, 20 could be flipped big
What
time.
we go? I ain't gonna go to the big one. I'm gonna go down to the sports book over there by what's the name? Over there by the Nat Stadium. Over there, the one in the Nat Stadium.
Oh, okay.
Drop it all real quick, in and out. You know
Make
what I
that
mean?
quick in and out purchase.
Yeah, you got to, boy. Because they rob over there sometimes. You got to make a move. You got to do what it do. So yeah, man. So
They said they robbing real quick.
yeah, they rob you real quick, but you got to be in and out of there. But yeah, man, I do feel like Haney's gonna just keep the distance and
I think
box and like I said, but it will be the first 4 rounds going to be key for Haney because he does have shaky legs coming into fights, and he does keep himself exposed when he exchanges.
Yeah.
And that guy can get it better. I wouldn't be shocked if Haney gets knocked down in this fight. Right? I don't think he's going to get knocked out, but I wouldn't be shocked if he gets knocked down.
Yeah.
I think the guy will maybe put him on his back at least once. But I think because of the distance and it's just the speed level and just the talent, I don't see him losing that fight.
Yeah.
Right. All right, man. So that was our final topic of the day. Like, anything you want to talk about before we get up out of here?
Man, it's holiday season, man. Enjoy the loved ones, man. JD birthday was yesterday. We had a good smoke, couple good drinks.
What's up? Good drinks, man.
Good time situation. Actually, when I came to my car, I had a ticket.
You did?
Man, $30, bro. Then birds just had diarrhea on my car. I'm like, bro, it was like a whole.
Where did you park at?
Right around the corner, right by the Courtyard Marriott. So it was like a bus lane. And I didn't really. I saw the sign. I was like, all right, well, maybe
because they know you think ain't no buses running.
and it wasn't even that type of bus lane though. It was just where I guess big buses just park.
Right.
So when I came around, if I had came around 10 minutes earlier, I would have got away without having a ticket because the lady was there right in the bitch as I got there.
Dang.
I was like, fuck. But yeah, man, it's a holiday season, man. Enjoy family and friends, man. JD, great birthday. And my man moving on up in the B days. He's getting there, itching the 50.
Yeah, I'm not itching the 50.
I'll be 46 on Tuesday.
50.
I'll be 46 on Tuesday, man. The Lord say the same. Man, look, another great show, man. The Says brothers are holding it down while the other 2 cats doing other things.
Yeah, man, they feel like they don't, they got other stuff to go on.
This is what we do, man. We keep pressing, keep putting content out.
Yeah, we feel like, y'all want to go and do your little thing, man, and not be a part of the show. We'll take over. We'll run this thing how we love it.
Yeah, we keep it pushing,
You know what I'm
baby.
saying? Diamond Duo in the building, so we going to do what we need to do.
Yes, sir, we out.
All right, later.